welcome to episode 4 of the Real Movie Show. Art 1 is Peter Evans.
And 1 is Simon Connery. We are celebrating the royal wedding, so this is why we're talking like ponces.
Well, one has to keep up appearances, certainly.
If one isn't interested in the royal wedding, we suggest you go and watch some movies instead.
For they are rather grand. And better than watching royalty get wedded.
Okay, I seem to have got my normal voice back now, so that's the end of any royal wedding shenanigans. So if there's any like flags up here or any weird graphics up here, that's the end of it.
Well, Simon, why don't you just tell them what's coming on then?
Okay. Today in Up and Coming we are talking about a film that's kind of related to a royal wedding. It's called Bridesmaid, brought to you from the producer of Superbad and Knocked Up, Judd Apatow.
You're going along with your life and you look around and you notice like, oh, I am in my 30s, I have $40,000 in debt, I live with a weirdo.
You do have a super creepy roommate.
You read my diary?
At first, I did not know that it was your diary. I thought it was a very sad, handwritten book.
Are you coming over tonight? I have big news.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I'm engaged.
What?
Will you be my maid of honor?
Of course.
The first thing that springs to mind for me, it kind of looks like The Hangover, but for women.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's like I say, it's about them having the hen party instead of a bachelor party, the hen party. They all decide to go to Vegas. Like I say, it's the Judd Apatow ideas are there. He that's why he's been brought in to produce it, because he brings that certain flavour, like the gross out effect, doesn't he, kind of thing. And I think they're going for that kind of similar vein of film. But I think it's a bit more sanitised looking in this one. It does look a bit more girly, doesn't it?
It does look. I think the girls are going to absolutely love this film because, I mean, they go on about, you know, they like romantic comedies, rom-coms, and the thing is, most rom-coms, and I'm not afraid to say this, they're not funny. You know, they're very set in their ways. It's the same sort of joke that you've seen. This kind of looks like it's got a bit of the American Pie style gross out humour in it. Yeah,
like I say, they've put that in. It's not. It doesn't look from the clip. It doesn't look. And we've seen the red banner one, is it?
The red
which
band
is the
clip,
red band one, which is the bit more extreme trailer. Even on that, it's not got the same levels of like gross personal comedy as it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like about. There's going to be obviously people being sick from drinking too much. But it's a bit more. It does look a bit more mumsy than like grown-up lads kicking around, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Which is what you get from the other films.
Yeah.
You're gonna take this huge step, and I'm gonna be there right next to you. I am dead serious.
Will you marry me? Yes.
Kristen Wiig is hilarious. She was really good in Knocked Up, even though it was a small part. She was really funny in that, and she's also been in stuff like Saturday Night Live. So there is some actual, genuine, good, funny talent in this.
She's got real pedigree, hasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it could be quite rude because we did see another trailer that was like called a Red Band trailer, and there was a few bits in that were kind of. It's not going to be safe to show your mum, really, is it?
I think even well, to be fair, like even when you look at things like at the moment, which is out like Mrs. Brown's Boys, which is like the kind of humour that I don't know, like a lot of women are into at the moment.
Yeah, my mum loves that.
Like a lot of people's mums do, and this film, you don't know if it's going for the mums or the younger girls. Do you know what I mean? Because like it's definitely aimed at the girl audience.
It's aimed at girls who are getting married, and they're going to be like, we got to go and see this film. And I know a few girls who are getting married this year. And I guarantee they will be lining up, so it looks like Judd Apatow has got another hit on his hands.
This week we went to see Arthur. It's a remake of the original 1981 classic starring Dudley Moore, which won 2 Oscars.
Directed by Jason Winner, who was behind Modern Family, which is one of my favourite TV shows at the moment. Check that out. Written by Peter Bayham, who did Bruno, Borat, Brass Eye. He was behind the Alan Partridge show as well, so you got some heavyweight comedy in there.
Very satirical. Yeah,
starring Russell Brand as this basically he's an heir to a millionaire, isn't he?
Oh, he's
like
just
a huge
billion-pound fortune, isn't it?
Yeah, and basically he's being told he has to marry a certain someone to basically keep the investors happy with the company, because he's always getting drunk and all this kind of stuff, and his mum is basically forcing him to marry this girl when he actually falls in love with another girl who is from lesser means.
Arthur, your mother called. She wants to see you this morning.
I will remain here and box with Evander, then I'll have my music lesson with Kanye West.
Out now.
Make me. Don't worry, Evander, I'll just have a bit of fun with her. Probably use the old rope-a-dope.
Ow! That really hurt. If he's not out of this ring 1 minute, I'll bite your other ear off.
Sit down, Arthur. The time has come to set aside childish things. I'm going to offer you an ultimatum. You're going to marry Susan Johnson, or you're cut off.
I shall get married when I fall in love.
Congratulations, you've just lost $950 million.
Actually, Susan is a very special girl, isn't she? We should not get married. It's a business partnership. We don't have anything in common. You love horses. I don't trust them. Their shoes are permanent. Who makes that kind of a commitment to a shoe? Wow. What is this for?
Continuing on, this is Grand Central.
Oh,
Sorry.
there's this girl. I think she's inspiring him.
We seem to have a lot of fun.
It's my calling.
He's getting married.
Get on the horse.
No, it's okay.
Maybe Daddy could help?
Let me help. Ow, but you're not qualified. Please. What? That was no trouble.
You can't live without the money.
I get a job.
Get a job.
I am a grown man. Don't let that undermine what I just said.
You know what? As like I say, with a lot of films, I'm always quite anxious about going to see them. I wasn't quite sure how good it'd be compared to the original one. Dudley Moore's extremely elegant in that. He's the perfect, like, charming gentleman, isn't he? Like, Russell Brand plays the role perfectly, though, as the lovable rogue character. He's quite often in the film he's playing himself a lot, isn't he? It seems specially made for him, and he does a really good job of it. I don't know, it's one of them films, I was pleasantly surprised by it. I think you said the same, weren't you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't expect to. I mean, that's the thing with this show. We're not just going to be going to talk about and seeing films that we know we're going to like. So far, we've been kind of lucky. But this was one of those ones was like, I'm not too sure about this. But then it started, and I really enjoyed it. I thought, if it is the Russell Brand show. If you don't like Russell Brand, I doubt you're going to enjoy this, because he is everywhere in it. But he plays a really good part. He's a very good actor.
I'm not his biggest fan, and straight away he comes out with that whiny voice he does, doesn't he? Which usually I find
he sounded
really
posher than he normally does, though.
Yeah,
I thought
definitely.
at times. And then the other thing is, I warmed to him quite a bit. I thought, actually, I can totally sympathise with this guy, being that I'm from the same sort of similar background, being a millionaire and all that.
But that's the great thing about the film. It plays on that the character Arthur, who Russell Brand plays in this, is a vastly wealthy character. But the similarities to so many people, especially of like it has the briefest of mentions of recession. It's class little seeing that. But he takes on the role of playing like the kind of guy most guys are. You know, there's a lot of fellas who now they're still living at home, controlled by their family strings, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they want independence. They want something better for themselves. But just in the case of Arthur, it's just that if he goes and strikes out on his own, he loses out on £1 billion.
Yeah, and I thought Helen Mirren in it was fantastic. She was so good. I don't usually like her, but she's done so well, considering, like, you know, she's gone from the Prime Suspect. That was the thing that she used to be in, that series that was on, I believe, ITV for a long time, and then
she's a good blend of
well, since having another
DCI Tennant, or whatever her name is, a good blend of her and the character she plays in Calendar Girls, isn't it? She puts a really soft side to the austere character, which is Hobson, which she plays, which is his nanny.
Well, don't forget, she was also the Queen, so that's the role I think that got her to do these more, you know, these big films that she's doing now. But then she's done stuff like Red, which was quite a big hit last year, and State of Play. So she's really good in this, and even though she's a nasty character, because she does come up with some good nasty bitchy lines, you're warm to her, and you know what I mean, you can like the story the filmmakers exactly put you where they want you in this film.
Yeah.
There's no on the fence, like there's none of that goes on.
It's not like you don't want to feel at any time for a character, Arthur. You're always rooting for him, kind of thing. Even though, like you say, it's like in a lot of times you see films where the rich character is often portrayed to be the hateful character.
Yeah.
You really identify well with Arthur because he is literally just a guy. It's not like that he wastes his life because he still has a great time. He meets people love him. The average guy he meets on the street when he's out and about having a good time, he always makes them feel better. So he says, what's the problem in that? I do things which are good. But it's the morality of it is like, it's like with every guy, you've got to grow up a little bit, do you know what I mean? Like, and when you do, that responsibility brings you better things than, I suppose, all the money in the world, isn't it? Like? Yeah,
and the last thing I'd say is if you have a first date coming up, this is an ideal first date movie because it is a happy, it's what's it called? A feel-good film, without a doubt. A lot of films that advertise as a feel-good film. This is a feel-good film. So
and it addresses some good issues like alcoholism, I like to say, and the wastefulness of people at the moment with money and things like that. Like it's definitely a slap down to like an MTV culture bling in it, like.
Yeah, so that's Arthur. It's out now, and go and see it. In this week's DVD dust-off, it's Pete's turn to go into his collection, pull out a classic, dust it off, and tell us all about it. So, Pete, what's your choice for this week?
Tonight it's your night, bro. Tonight it's your night. My film is a film that I used to love when I was growing up. It's called Twins.
Oh my goodness, are you looking good?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Born to be bad.
And Danny DeVito
Way to go, Mom.
are twins.
Well, have you seen Twins yourself?
I've seen, not for a long time.
What do you remember that as being like a film that you used to watch when you were younger, like, and you'd be
yeah,
like,
I mean, the only memory I've got of it is Arnold Schwarzenegger in a bad suit.
Yeah.
And a few funny things where a car alarm goes off and he lifts up the car and then he helps his brother.
That's very factual, that, isn't it, for car thieves? So if you lift a car above 45 degrees, the alarm goes off. I'm not sure if that's true. I
don't think that works anymore after that movie.
I don't think I can quite manage to pick one up that much. Like.
Let's try. But yeah, I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger did go through, from going these big macho films, Terminator, Commando, Predator, and then he flipped it by doing like Kindergarten Cop and Twins, and very funny, and he's a good comedic actor.
Started the flip side of his career, well, it was really.
The only worrying thing I've heard recently is Terminator 5 he's just signed on to do.
Oh, he can't be in it. He must be the designer of the Terminator.
He's signed on
like that.
to be in Terminator 5. There's no script written for it yet.
Is he just the governor of California when the world ends?
He's not that anymore. He's not. He's getting back into his acting, and there's no script being written. Just the idea, and the idea is being sold for $25 million because he's on the. He's signed to do it.
It's probably his idea. 25 million, easy made, isn't it?
Yes. So
I saw that online actually, and then someone had put like there'd best be an accent early on, so you don't have to see his face for it. Because, like I said, I can't see how he could actually play a Terminator in the film. I could see him like, I know in the last Terminator film he was CGI'd, wasn't he? He was CGI'd for the factory scenes where you see all the T-800s being made. In Terminator Salvation, but like the whole point in that film was to bring in a new breed of casting, wasn't it? Really, like. Yeah.
Okay, all right, people. Well, that's it for this week's Real Movie Show. We hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel around here. You can follow Pete on Twitter. What's your address?
The Real Evo.
And mine's the Simondo. So follow us on Twitter. You can also follow our Real Movie Show, which is The Real Movie Show. And yes, make sure you subscribe, become our Facebook friends and see what's going on. But until next week.
One has had a lovely day in a garden.
One has enjoyed it and hope you enjoyed the wedding.
Ta-da.
Ta-da bye.